reminder, if you have a question, put it in the chat. If you have a question, oh, there we go. Okay. Liam, if you want to unmute yourself, and then we'll get started.
Hey, Liam Brooks from The Advocate. Just after looking at film over the weekend, what were some of the things that you guys saw for corrections going forward? Those rounds talking about some of the pass rush there. What did you see from that game that'll help you all in the future?
Yeah, it was a tough start to the year for us. We kind of struggled to get into a rhythm, I'd say, early. But like you said, yesterday we got on the film, we made a lot of corrections. I think we fixed up a lot of stuff. There's going to be a lot of stuff that we're going to have to be continuing to fix throughout this week, because we're on to Vanderbilt now, and that's really where our focus is on now. So.
Hey Liam, Jarrett from Tiger Details. In terms of the attitude and the energy of the team the last couple of days, it's a program that was riding so high off of last year. Now a lot of new faces. What were some of those conversations like of just mindset, mentality, attitude coming out of Saturday?
Yeah, everyone was hurt. Everyone was upset with how it went on Saturday. But it's a bit of a wake up call for us where we can't take anything for granted. We can't go through the motions in a practice or through film. We have to really be attacking everything that we do every single day to make sure that we're ready on Saturdays to be the best team that we can be. So.
Hey Liam, I know you talked about looking at the film and just some of the things you guys as an offensive line can correct. I was curious if you could go into maybe a little bit of detail, just maybe some things that you guys saw that you're going to try to really improve on, for this game and for the season moving forward.
Yeah, we got a lot of movement from the Mississippi State defense, like twists and blitz and whatnot, which we expected going into the game. We were fully prepared for it. Really, what it comes down to is we just have to execute better. On the offensive line, being on the same page with Miles and the running backs and the tight ends if they're in on protection. For the most part, we had the right calls on. We were going to the right people. It's just a lot of it's just execution, relying on our technique and getting the job done. So.
Hey Liam, Jared Joseph, Fox 44. The offense got flowing a good bit in the second half compared to the first. What do you think was the biggest change that kind of gave us some momentum in the third and fourth quarters?
Yeah, at halftime we really just kind of tried to regroup, get back to the game plan. I think we got the running game going a little bit more in the second half, and we kind of let the running game kind of build into our pass game. It was really just let us get into a little bit of rhythm, and that's why we had a little bit more success in the second half. But we can't afford that. We have to be ready to go for 4 quarters. So.
Liam, Scott Rapley, also from The Advocate. Two questions. How do you feel like you guys blocked for Miles? It seemed like he was kind of, he got sacked several times and was kind of running around back there. But a lot of people criticized his performance, but it seemed like he could have had a little more time to throw. And also, obviously, a lot of things weren't what you wanted in terms of the crowd and the loss. I think, was there anything positive or enjoyable you were able to take away from your first experience in Tiger Stadium?
Yeah, first I'll just say it was cool for me, especially in going through warm-ups and stuff at the start of the game, just being in Tiger Stadium, and even though I was grateful for the limited amount of fans that we could have, so I was really happy to get in there. But we got to make it easier on Miles. He's stepping in. He had a decent game. He's getting a lot of unfair criticism, I feel like. Where we really have to help him and make it easier, and that's what we're working on this week. And I'm planning on trying to work with him and meet with him kind of individually so we can get on the same page even more and see what we can do to make his life as easy as possible, because he's got so much else to worry about.
Hey Liam, Jamarcus Fitzpatrick with KAOB in Alexandria. With you being the center, it's basically like being the quarterback of the offensive line. So at any point, how personal did it feel for you whenever you guys gave up a sack in the Mississippi State game?
Yeah. I mean, as a unit, if one of us messes up, we all mess up. And we have to be better, starting with me. Like we got a new challenge coming up this week with Vanderbilt, and I can guarantee you that we're going to be doing everything that we can to make sure that we're 100% prepared to have a bounce back performance and get the ball rolling here. So.
Hey Liam, this is Josh Sibley with Louisiana Gridiron Football. Last year's mantra for the offensive line, the defense was going to have to defend every blade of grass. Obviously, you weren't here for that, but have you seen a difference from last year's film to this year's?
Honestly, I can't really speak too much to that because I wasn't in the room last year. So, with that being said, like we're our own unit. We're our own team. So we have to hold ourselves to a high standard and really get ready to go for this week. So.
Hey, Liam, Brooks again from The Advocate. You talked about meeting with Miles, Brennan this week just to get on the same page. Could you take us through that summer? It's so strange not having. Do you wish you had more time to get together, either out of practice, in practice, to get on the same page? Do you feel like some of that was missing, and how much do you wish you could have gotten more?
You always wish that you had more time to prepare, but it's an even playing field. It's not like we're the only team that was at a disadvantage with the time and with everything going on, obviously. So. It's not like we're at a disadvantage because of that. Like me and Miles, I would say that Miles and I we're already on like the same page for the most part. It's just, we just got to be better in the games. There's no excuses. So, and we will. I'm confident.
Hey Liam, Wilson Alexander from The Advocate. One of the positives that came out from the game was the performance of Ali Gay. What kind of presence does he have on the field when y'all are at practice, and how much do y'all as an offensive line have to account for him during team periods?
Yeah, he had a great game, and I was happy to see that because I know for a fact that he's been working hard and he's been doing everything he can to be able to put up a performance like that, and I know that he's going to keep building on that going forward. But really, like you said, that's what it comes down to is we're going against our defense in practice. That's the looks that we're getting. So the better that those guys are playing, the better that we're going to be prepared, and vice versa. The better that we play, then the better that they're going to be prepared for games as well too. So.
Hey Liam, Jacques Doucet from Channel 9 here in Baton Rouge. Coach O's talked about he wants to get the run game going a little bit more. Put Miles in 2nd and 5 or 2nd and short there. How much improvement do you think you guys can make in that specific phase of the game this week?
Yeah, I think that we ran the ball decent on Saturday. We definitely have room for improvement. There's room for improvement across the board. But I really think that once we get the ball rolling and get a run game established, it helps us as an offensive line get into a rhythm throughout the game. It helps across the board, helps Miles get settled in, and it really makes it a lot easier. So.
Hey Liam, Michael Cowell from WBRZ. You're gonna feel like you're going back home when you go to this game in Nashville this weekend. Is this a good time for a road trip? I know it was kind of obviously not how you want to start. And typically, a getaway game probably isn't this early in the season. But is it a good circle the wagons type moment and a refocus moment? And does being on the road kind of help limit some of the distractions you might have?
Yeah, this is a huge week for our team. This is where we're going to find out what we're made of. We got punched in the face on Saturday, so now how are we going to respond? And going on the road this week, I'm excited. Vanderbilt's a pretty good football team. They play Texas A&M real well, so it's going to be a challenge, but we're going to rise to the challenge, and I'm excited. So.
Wrap up with Jared and then Brody.
Hey And Liam, focusing again on Vanderbilt, Coach O talked yesterday about their defensive line, and that they have a couple of guys in there that are really some forces. What do you think about their D line heading into the week, into the game Saturday?
Yeah, they look good. They they got a kind of a different defensive scheme from Mississippi State, but they're good players across the board, and it's going to be its own unique challenge. And all we can do now is just get on the film, make sure that we're 100% prepared mentally for what they're going to be doing, and then really just attack practice today, tomorrow, Thursday. So we're ready to go on Saturday.
Hey Liam, Brody Miller with The Athletic. You mentioned that some of the criticism of Miles might be a little unfair. Just in the past 72 hours, what have you kind of seen from Miles and how he's handling all of that?
He looks ready to go. I'll tell you, he came in. We had our lift Monday morning, and he, I could tell he's ready to kind of bounce back, and do what he can do, like we know he can do, and we're going to do everything that we can to protect him, and so he can have an easier job doing it. So.
Thank you, Liam.